Top news: Bill Maher claps back at Larry David over scathing Trump op-ed piece. Making a recent podcast appearance, the 69-year-old real-time host defended his dinner with Donald Trump after David's blistering New York Times op-ed story. The drama around Bill Maher's recent visit to the White House has only continued to spiral out of control. Late last month, Maher, an outspoken critic of President Trump and his influence in American politics, turned heads by attending a formal dinner with the commander-in-chief. During his trip to the White House, the 69-year-old comedian admitted that he was surprised by Trump's behavior in private, calling the president gracious and measured, and saying that the guy he met, wasn't the same politician he saw portrayed in news programs. In response to Maher's comments, 77-year-old comedian Larry David released a parody of Maher's dinner with Trump, satirizing the meeting in a blistering op-ed piece for the New York Times earlier this week. David did not refer to Maher or Trump by name in the piece, but the main premise of the parody revolved around a longtime critic of Adolf Hitler attending dinner with the infamous historical dictator. As he sits down for the meal, the critic slowly finds himself swayed to the notorious war criminal, with David writing, "Here I was, prepared to meet Hitler, the one I'd seen and heard, the public Hitler. But this private Hitler was a completely different animal. And oddly enough, this one seemed more authentic, like this was the real Hitler. The whole thing had my head spinning." Reflecting on David's piece on a recent episode of Piers Morgan Uncensored, the real-time host spoke candidly about David's criticisms, saying, "This wasn't my favorite moment in our friendship." Defending his trip to the White House, Maher said he felt David's comparing Trump to Hitler was insulting, and that his own past criticisms of Trump illustrated his long-held political beliefs. "I don't need to be lectured on who Donald Trump is. Just the fact that I met him in person didn't change that," Maher said. "And the fact I reported honestly is not a sin either.